Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the 38th Tokyo International Film Festival talk show. Thank you for coming today to the TIFF Lounge. And so we are going to be sending you this talk show from Nexus Meets, and we will be calling Sho Miyake and Rithy Panh to conduct a talk session between the two directors. And so having said that, we would like to welcome the two directors. Please greet them with warm applause. Sho Miyake and Rithy Panh. Please come up to the stage. And my name is Ishizaka. We have interpreters, Ms. Yamane and Ms. Samura, and Ms. Hitomi will do the French translation. And so we would like to have a few words from our guests. Miyake-san, can you please start? Hi, my name is Miyake. And thank you very much. I'm really looking forward to having this opportunity to talk with Rithy. Thank you.
Bonjour. Merci de m'avoir invité. Ça me donne l'occasion de revoir Sho parce que je l'ai vu de très loin pendant le dernier festival où son film a remporté le plus grand prix. Golden quoi? Golden quelque chose? Je ne sais plus. Golden Leopard, non? Leopard, non. I forget the name of animals. Golden Leopard, dont il y a des Golden plein d'animaux. Donc celui-là, c'est Leopard, donc c'est lui qui l'a eu. Et j'étais très content que ce soit son film. Voilà. Et c'est encore heureux de le revoir ici à Tokyo.
So good afternoon, everybody. I'm very happy to be invited to the TIFF Lounge of the Tokyo International Film Festival. I'm very happy that I will have this opportunity to meet Mr. Miyake again one more time because I had the opportunity to work with him at the Locarno Film Festival. And he received the Grand Leopard Prize, and I was the judge. In my movie, there are many animals that appear, and so leopard and the Golden Leopard to receive such a prize is at the Locarno Film Festival is amazing. And so this is what we would like to first start our conversation with, and so your film was entered into the Locarno Film Festival, and Rithy was the judge. And I'm sure that you received many comments regarding Two Seasons, Two Strangers. Well, at the film festival, as I didn't really have an opportunity to have some free talks with him other than the official statements by the judge, and so I'm very happy if I could hear your comments directly about my film Two Seasons and Two Strangers. That's Miyake-san's request.
Normalement, la délibération du jury est très secrète.
Of course, you know, what we talked about is, of course, confidential information.
Tous les jurys ont apprécié les films, qu'on n'a pas eu beaucoup de débats sur son film.
Each of the jury members really appraised this film, so there's really no arguments.
C'est facile, mais c'est pas facile d'être jury, j'aime pas ça.
Of course, this time it was very easy to decide. And so, although I don't really like a position being a jury member, and so we all agreed on this film.
Mais je peux vous dire que c'est un film qui m'impressionne beaucoup, moi qui ne regarde pas beaucoup de films.
I thought that this film was really amazing. I don't really see a lot of films, although I'm a director.
Donc c'est des sujets, des thèmes qui m'intéressent énormément.
Because I was very much interested in the story. And about, you talk about the loneliness. And also how, people rely on each other and depend on each other. And also to contemplate about themselves.
C'est des moments qui me semblent banals, mais en fait, c'est les moments forts de notre vie.
And of course, I mean, it's something that happens in everyday life, but in someone's life, I think it was a very important time in each of the characters' life. And so this film, I think they had an opportunity to think about themselves, and that's the type of films that I like.
Du travail du scénariste en l'occurrence dans ce film-là.
And of course, this film talks about, the screenwriter is the protagonist, and she talks about her work. But I was really surprised in this screenplay.
La moitié du film et peut-être un tiers du film, on voyait le réalisateur et le scénariste qui est allé dans une école. Et là, les étudiants parlent déjà tout. Et moi, je dis, qu'est-ce que j'ai à faire, moi, comme jury? J'ai plus rien à dire. Les étudiants ont tout déjà dit dans le film.
Because I was surprised with this screenplay because one third of the film is talking about the screenwriter, and it shows the sceneries, and she is working in the university, and the students in the university talk about this screenwriter's play, and the students are talking about it. So I thought us jury members have nothing to do.
Il est intelligent, il nous a fait notre travail.
But it was a very intelligent approach, I felt.
C'est une blague.
And that's a joke, of course, but
c'est, comment on dit, cette chose qui vous semble quotidien, cette chose qui semble banale, comme ces personnages qui se cherchent, allez voir le film, je ne vais pas spoiler le film. C'est un film très fort. Et que moi, ça me rappelle un souvenir il y a longtemps, quand j'étais plus jeune, je faisais des films en Afrique. Et les Dogons, une communauté qui vivait sur le falaise Banyangara, ils parlaient, c'est les Bambara, je crois que, je ne sais plus qui parle en Bambara en tout cas, qu'il y a quelque chose de très important dans chaque être humain, que les Bambara appelaient ça d'amour. Le d'amour. D'amour, pas d'amour. D'amour, c'est un mot bambara. Et d'amour veut dire à peu près, dans votre langue, ça veut dire la grâce. Donc, dans chaque personne, il y a une grâce. Et quand un réalisateur arrive à mettre la caméra là où il faut, on voit sa grâce, on voit la lumière, on voit la beauté de chaque être humain, aussi dans les différents niveaux dans notre vie quotidienne.
Well, the director Miyake's film talks about everyday life, like routine, peaceful everyday life, but each of the characters are looking for them, trying to find themselves. And from that perspective, I don't want to tell you about the film, but it was very powerful, is what I felt. And also, as a director, when I think about the films that I've made, when I was young, there were people called the Dogon tribe. They were trying to search for the language Bangara, and the word that they use is called Danu. And in French, this is to talk about the spirit that comes down from the from God, a wonderful moment. So this Dhamma, this word was what I felt through director Miyake's film. And in his film, you can see the moments that each of the characters shine, that there is a moment that they have a moment that God gives them that time. And the director's work is to catch that moment, that shining moment. In the daily lives, there's always a moment that people will shine in their daily life.
So the film is already released. It's going to be released in Japan next week.
Allez-y, c'est un très très beau film. Et parlez autour de vous, parce que c'est très important aussi, de bouche à l'oreille, que les gens se parlent. Parce que c'est un film, un très beau film, il y a un traitement, esthétiquement, il est très bien mené, quoi. Que ce soit le cadre, les lumières, le jeu, le temps. Il a fait des temps, le plan assez long et très très beau. Et la nature. Moi, j'ai beaucoup aimé.
Next week, your work is going to be released. I hope everybody will come to the theater to watch it. It is a great piece of work. I believe that many people will talk about it and it will travel across the words of mouth because it's a very beautiful, amazing piece. And at every level, I felt as a director, you did a great job. For example, for the editing, yes, the lighting, the performance of the actors, and also the timings of the shots. Everything was great. And I could see nature in the film as well. So it is a work that condensed all of those great elements. I hope everybody will go see them themselves in the theater. Yeah, it's a very happy moment for me. I want to share this happiness with everyone. Thank you very much for the warm comments. Your comments for me, I appreciate very much. And you commented about the point that I do feature people at work and professionalism. That's something that is important to me as well when I watch other films. So thank you for saying that. Maybe now you would like to take your turn to share your comments about his film, We Are the Fruits of the Forest. I watched your latest film. So before my question, I would like to share my comments. It is going to be a very personal thing where I'm going to start with. My grandfather, who passed away, his hand, your work reminded me of his hand. I was a farmer making melons, fruits, and in Hokkaido, the northern part of Japan. He also worked in coal mines. So his hand was always touching the soil, the ground, the trees, the fruits, the mines. So his hand looked like, that's how he worked. Compared to mine, his hand was very big even no matter he washes the hands a lot, there was always something that was remaining on his man, maybe his history or background. I always wanted to shoot his hands, but before I did that, he passed away. But whenever I saw his hand or hands, I always had this feeling that I have to film this. And that emotion was something that I was reminded of. I saw a lot of hands in your film, young hands, old hands, but they reminded me of my grandfather's hands and how I forgot and I didn't film them. So personally, it meant a lot to me. Thank you.
Merci. Moi, je crois qu'il y a des points communs, c'est pour ça que j'aime bien, c'est pas... je le dis d'une manière très humble et très sincère. Parce que faire un film pour moi, aussi peut-être pour lui, c'est pour ça que son film est authentique, c'est notre façon de vivre avec les gens. Donc vivre avec d'autres personnages, à un certain moment, il n'y a plus de personnages. Il s'agit de filmer la vie, il s'agit de filmer les gestes. C'est vrai, les détails sont très importants pour moi. Vous verrez comment il filme les détails dans son film aussi, mais de manière fictionnelle. La main veut dire beaucoup de choses, oui. C'est comme ça qu'on travaille. Aussi, comment dire, c'est comme ça qu'on survit, comme ça qu'on se bat, c'est comme ça qu'on peut mourir aussi. Parce que moi, ça me rappelle que sous le régime des Khmers rouges, par exemple, quand on a les mains... Moi, j'ai des mains très fins. Vous voyez, c'est des doigts très fins. J'ai failli mourir. Parce que c'est des mains bourgeois. C'est des mains qui n'ont jamais travaillé, par exemple. Donc voilà, c'est pour ça que l'histoire des mains est importante pour moi. Oui.
I think Mr. Miyake and myself have some commonality or connecting threads. So modestly or humbly, I would like to express it that way because making films means that something that we share in between us is at the base, and that's why that makes your films also authentic. For example, what we have in common is, well, when people live together, how they live, what moments they live. Yes, I know you take the approach of fiction, but their little actions or behaviors or attitudes, those details really mean a lot. Their hands, of course, are very important. Many hands were shown in the films, hands-on work, hands making something, hands that are fighting for something. Hands mean a lot of different things. Khmer Rouge, I was in Cambodia at the era of Khmer Rouge, and the hands, I had very delicate hands, and that really put my life at danger because Khmer Rouge were targeting people of bourgeois, people who are not doing farming work or hard labors. Because Khmer Rouge was targeting such people, the hands would express their background or history.
Nous sommes les fruits de la forêt, c'est aussi un film, en fait, c'est un film assez, très politique, au fond. Enfin, de mon point de vue, c'est un film sur le ravage du capitalisme, sur l'environnement, sur la vie des gens, sur les minorités, ceux qui selon moi, qui comprend le mieux qu'est-ce que c'est la terre, l'esprit, les arbres, le vent, le soleil, tous les éléments de la nature. Ben, c'est un film contre comment le capitalisme industriel ou la consommation moderne détruit toutes ces communautés, quoi. Donc, si vous faites un film contre les capitalistes, il faut passer par un film sur le travail, par les gestes du travail, par les gestes survie par le geste de combat, un geste aussi culturel, un geste qui manifeste une identité quoi, de la dignité humaine. Quoi. Voilà, c'est pour ça ces gros plans, c'est une manière de s'approcher que Sho l'a fait aussi dans certains de ses films.
In my work, I do include always some political aspects. My latest work, We Are the Fruits of the Forest, includes the challenges or problems of capitalism or the environment, and how people, especially people of the minorities, not majority but minority, how they are living under the circumstance of the challenges of politics or environmental problems. So it's kind of a political statement. For the people of the minority, the ground, the soil, or the spirits, trees, the sun, wind and breeze, those natural elements are very, very important for them. But capitalism or industries are destroying such things, and how we face up to the challenge, that's part of the story. So how to face the challenges of capitalism, the people of the minority work, and the gestures that they take is a demonstration of their fight against capitalism, or the fight how to protect their cultures or protect their identities. That's where we see the human lives. That's why I think you, Mr. Sho Miyake, you take techniques of approaching close-up shots, and you capture the gestures, I believe.
What you just said about capitalism and the modern world, and to the work that we do using our hands. I think in your work, in your films, in the editing as well. I think maybe that, we, of course, we use digital now. We don't use films anymore. But I feel there's this, manual aspect to it. It's not just digitally done. So I feel that there's this human touch to it. That was my impression. And so going away from the hand, about the narration also is what I would like to ask you about. And in this film, the narration, at what point of the filming process did you think about the narration? Is that something that you think about? Or is it something that you think about after you finish the editing? How you come up with your narration and the power of the voice?
C'est très compliqué.
That's very difficult.
En fait, je parle sincèrement, encore une fois. Je suis plutôt un cinéaste qui filmait comme il rêve, quoi. Donc il n'a pas de procédé trop défini avant. C'est peut-être mon côté un peu anarchiste ou libéral ou je sais pas quoi, protestateur, je sais pas quoi. En général, je sais pas ce que je veux. En général, oui. Parce que, encore une fois, ce qui m'importe, c'est de pouvoir vivre avec les gens, partager leur quotidien, puis après, petit à petit, les choses paraître. Évidemment, on a une idée de départ. Cette idée, c'est ce peuple qui va disparaître. Imaginez que les gens au Hokkaido, comme d'où ils viennent, dans le Soudan, on leur dit, voilà, ils vont disparaître parce qu'ils n'ont plus de culture, ils vont interdits de parler leur langue ou leur dialecte, ils sont interdits de pratiquer le rythme. c'est comme les gens des bonhommes du haut plateau. Par exemple, vous voyez, ils cultivent du riz. Le riz, quand je commençais le film, ils étaient 5 familles, il y a 4 ans. Maintenant, il ne reste qu'une famille qui cultive ce riz au plateau. Parce que tout le reste, ils sont obligés de changer. Parce que le marché, dont on ne sait pas ce que c'est, donc eux, ils ne savent pas ce que c'est, le marché leur demande d'aller faire du café, les noix de cajou ou l'EVA. Mais le problème, c'est que comme c'est le marché qui demande, ils y vont. Mais quand vous allez planter le riz au plateau, vous avez 5 cérémonies ou 7 cérémonies depuis le réveil de la terre jusqu'au moment où les grains vont être emportés, amenés pour stocker dans les greniers, quoi. Il y a 7 cérémonies à peu près. Mais quand vous allez faire l'EVA, vous pratiquez plus ces cérémonies, parce que le riz a une âme. Pour eux, l'EVA, pour eux, c'est un arbre qui font de cachou, mais il n'a pas d'âme. Vous voyez, c'est ça que j'essaie de montrer, quoi, que ce rite va disparaître, et en fait, c'est une partie de nous-mêmes, de notre richesse qui va disparaître. Et en fait, le film vient petit à petit, comme ça, je fais des récits, puis après, j'organise après. Et après, je vais au montage, évidemment. Après, je vais faire des collages. Après, mon côté est très, comment dire, j'ai pas de règles. Je vais splitter des écrans, je vais chercher des archives. Les archives, c'est très important pour moi. Et après, voilà, c'est un travail comme le film est né vraiment, en fait, dans la salle de montage, quoi. En fait,
voilà. It's very difficult for me to answer this question, but to be very honest, when I make my films, there's really no method. It's more anarchy, or it's not that. Well, of course, I want to talk about something, to emphasize something, but I know what I want to do. I want to portray people in their daily lives, how they share their lives together. And the aspects of the human life and how we encounter and inter-exchange with each other. And, I was talking about the drive. There are things that start to disappear. Then you were talking about Hokkaido. I'm sure in Hokkaido as well, many things, culture has started to fade away or disappear. And people in the mountainous area, this Bunon tribe, they were cultivating rice in this mountainous area. In the beginning, there were 5 families, but in the end, there was only 1 family. And this is because, these are the minority living in this area. And it's a change. They had to respond to the change in their society. The market is not demanding rice, but they want like cashew nuts or other types of beans. So they have to respond to the demand of the market. So they have to change what they're producing, and that, and so to make rice in the mountainous area is very important, because when you make rice, of course, you have to first prepare the field, and there is a ritual. There are many rituals that take place. And then the rice harvest, and then you stock it. And in each step, there is a ritual in that process. And so there's a spirit in the rice itself. And these things start to disappear. The rituals start to disappear or fade away. And things that enriched people are also disappearing. That's what I want to talk about. And how to make that into a story, to organize that into a story. And to organize that is in editing. And it's like a collage at times, and there's really no rule. And to me, what's very important is archive. archive footage is very important to me. And my work as a film director takes place in the editing room, I think.
Il me pose trop de questions. Lui, là, il me pose trop de questions.
And what about you? A question? You asking too many questions.
Maintenant c'est mon tour. Maintenant c'est mon tour.
Yeah, you can help me next time.
Non, je trouve que son film il est très intéressant. C'est un sacré observateur de la vie des gens, de la réalité quotidienne ici. Et comment il voit l'évolution sociale, comment il interprète, quel est son travail, comment un scénario est né comme ça, quoi,
So to director Miyake, your work I thought was very interesting because you really observe people, humanity, reality in their daily lives, and how society is changing and how people adapt to that. And so you're how do you incorporate your scenario? How do you get your ideas to create that scenario? First of all, in my film this time, Yoshiharu Tsuge, I had the original story of the manga author, so that was the biggest foundation of my work. But in making this film, of course, we have to work with actors and people that are living in society in the same generation as us, and their profession is they're actors. And if I don't depict them now or capture them now, I lose them. I lose that moment. Of course, I mean, they're humans 10 years from now. We see them 10 years from now, but the generation now that they're living in 2025, I cannot capture them 10 years from now. I want to capture that moment, and it's important for me to capture the moment that I'm living in, and that's the basis of my work.